So I had an Intense as my first bike, and then when I started racing, getting into it, I had a Norco. That was a like all-mountain Norco trail bike. Then when I first started racing cross country, I had a Felt. So the bike I have now, the Santa Cruz 5010, got it 2 years ago. My favorite bike I've ever had. It is the first bike I think I've ever had that I truly feel is like an A+ when it comes to climbing and descending. I've never really had another bike that can do both so well. It's definitely meant to kind of be more of a climbing trail bike, less like jumpy downhill. But just the geometry and the way they built it, it feels so light and nimble and hoppy. It's a bike that I can take, and I feel good climbing, 2,000-3,000 feet on the trail on it, and I feel just as good flipping it around and riding right back down. I think exercise in general is really positive on stress. It's a way to sort of expend that negative energy, just sort of release that built-up tension that you're feeling. For me, mountain biking in particular is nice because it combines both that exercise, athletic activity, as well as it gets you out in nature. And I kind of enjoy the piece of being out there by myself sometimes, just in the trees, going around the different turns in the trail. It's kind of a relaxing, melodic place to be. And then when you couple that with exercise and kind of just getting to burn through all the tension and feelings you have, it can just be a really nice way to unwind at the end of a long day or end of a long week. I would say mountain biking is as much about the adrenaline, the fun, the downhill, the jumping, as it is about exercise. At this point in my life, it's my main form of exercise. It's I think one of my favorite ways ever to kind of stay in shape and do things. 5-10 years ago, when I was still racing and then kind of just fresh out of that period of biking, I think I was always pushing myself. I was always looking for that, not necessarily adrenaline rush, but just to kind of see what I could do, that was part of the fun, to say, I've never done this before. If I practice, can I do it? I mean, I loved that in some ways. It was entertaining. It kept it fun. It was always kind of like a new challenge with the ride. But yeah, there were a number of times where you can't always prepare for the actual thing. You can only do so much to get yourself to that point. And so a lot of those times went along with falls. So if I roll up to like a real technical section, a steep area that's got a lot of roots and rocks, if I can kind of assess it in a few seconds, like roll up slow to the top, if I can get a good glance and find a path that I like going down, I'll just kind of take it at like half speed the first time. To me, I think the most fun part of mountain biking is that there's always a new obstacle, whether it's like a new hill, a new technical section, a new jump, just a new place you've never seen, never ridden before. Like, the best part about mountain biking is there's just so much to explore, and there's so much that's fun to do on a mountain bike. A lot of times you'll get on a ride and I'll have this idea of where I'm gonna go, whether it's a loop or somewhere I haven't checked out before, and I'll just kind of keep going. Like, each turn is like kind of a whole new adventure. It could be endless possibilities as to what exactly there is around that next corner. It could be creeks, it could be trees, it could be anything, really. And I think that's what makes mountain biking so unique and fun, and probably the same reason a lot of people like to, get out and do cross-country running and do motorcycle trips and things like that. Like, there's just so much beautiful stuff to see in this country, in this world, in this state. It's awesome to be on your bike exploring. You have your headphones in, you got your favorite song playing, you get around a corner, beautiful views, lines up with your music. There's, it's like a movie. There's nothing better.